Look, y'all, I did not appreciate that. You know, I took a break this past week, and then suddenly, before I was gonna film, I started getting a headache. I said, no, no, not today, not when I'm ready and excited to film this video. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. So excited that I am here. I decided to take a unplanned break last week, and it was so very good. I feel so incredibly refreshed and just excited. Not that I was unexcited to film videos before, but I know that with the 25 days of shoujo manga starting in 2 weeks, I'm so excited. Prepare for a whole month of shoujo in December. I knew that this break was going to be something I essentially needed because it is time for me to start doing all of the editing for those videos. I'm really, really stoked. And plus, it was just a lot's been going on in my real life, and I think the break was just extra needed or helpful in that moment. But enough rambling. Today we are talking about manga news. Very, very excited. So many wonderful and great things have just been continuously coming, and I feel like I say that a lot, but I guess I'm always amazed at when I go to find the news. I'm like, you know, there's a lot of news there, and sometimes maybe it doesn't really feel like it, but then when I'm searching for it and go prepare for this video, I have to narrow it down, and I really do love when that happens, even though it took me 3 times before I finally decided on what I wanted to share today. Now, I mentioned last week in last week's video that if there's a new chapter of Magical Girl down the line, that's going to be the very first thing that we talk about. And you know, I realize that if it's Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent, yes, whenever there's a new chapter that drops on K-Manga, which it did, chapter 31 dropped and on K-Manga, and it was amazing. I loved it so incredibly much. Again, this is one of my favorite manga that I've read this year. It continues to just be amazing, and there was so much sweetness and romance in this chapter that made me really, really excited. And just know that if you're well, I can't read on K-Manga, or you don't want to read on K-Manga, because I do get that of not wanting to read digital and whatnot, then do know that 7Cs delivered. They came through, and we're actually getting this physically in January, volume 1, already pre-ordered, and very, very, very excited. This has just been such a wonderful story, and I really loved how the arc that's happening right now digitally, how it wrapped up, how we're having this new arc, and I'm so here for it. I know that the next chapter is going to be super sweet, and I'm so excited. So it was really, really good. Continue to highly recommend this series. I also mentioned last week that K-Manga was doing some kind of, I guess, license announcement from I think it was Thursday or Friday to Monday, and there were things that they dropped or mentioned that I wasn't able to share, but the one that I did want to feature, because shout out to my friend Jess, she read some of it and she gushed about it on Discord, and I was I wasn't gonna really check this one out, but then I went and checked out for myself just the first chapter, and it was really good. And that manga is The Great Queen Victoria Winter Ostwen Has Arrived. This was something else. K-Manga is saying, forget your villainous stories. This is what a real rom-com queen looks like. And I do feel like that is actually pretty true. I was hesitant, Yama. You can't be throwing shade at my villainous manga now. Can't be doing that. But when I went on there, I really feel like this is a manga if you're looking for a villainous-like story, in the sense where it opens up with the female lead being dumped by her fiance saying, I don't want you anymore. But I would say it's sort of gender bender in the sense this woman's no, you're not gonna dump me. No, what are you talking about? And looking at the other woman, I thought she was gonna physically hurt this woman. She did not, but let's just say she turned the tables, and it was her that was no, I'm not going anywhere. And that really goes against series Seventh Time Loop, where Rishi's I'm going off doing my own thing. That's cool. You can dump me. I'm good. I'm doing my own, gonna go live my own life now. This series, no, Victoria here is I'm gonna stay with you. It's who's gonna watch you now? Not in a mean way, but it's who's gonna watch you now that you've cheated on me? No other woman's gonna be with you. I'm all you got. No, she doesn't say it like that. A lot of characters, side characters, NPCs, or whatever you want to call them, mention how she is very, very arrogant. And she is. She has this expression that's very haughty, and she's no, you can say whatever you want, but just stick it with me, and I'm sticking with you. I am so intrigued. I actually meant to go back and read chapter 2, because I did like chapter 1. It was different. I did like the like I said, that gender bender of the roles, how it was different. And I think it's got got a lot to it that's just going to get better from here on out. So I would recommend it. See what happens, because it's definitely been a fun journey just in this first chapter alone. Thankfully, this week we did have some 7 Seas licenses, and I really didn't know if we were since they took that break. And I'm like, well, we're going to get any more for the rest of the year? I really don't know. Hopefully we do, because Wonderful Wednesdays are wonderful because of 7 Seas a bit of Wonderful Wednesdays. You know what I mean? They didn't actually really have any shoujo, which was a little bit of a bummer. They did have Steamship, and as my friend Fire said, Steamship's really going full steam ahead. I loved the pun because, yeah, we had 2 different ones. I'm not going to feature them because one of them I think was like mature reader, and I forget what the other one was. Both sound interesting, but I know that'd be too steamy for me. So they did have that. I am excited though for this imprint from 7 Seas because so many people have been really excited to see more Steamship titles. And so if you're a fan of Steamship as well, know that you're being fed very well. And I hope that you're liking everything that they are delivering. The one that I did want to mention, there's 2 actually, but there's the one that I wanted to mention is, it is a Josei manga, but it's coming to audiobook, and that is True Love Fades Away When the Contract Ends. I'm really, really excited. I've read volumes 1 and 2 of the manga and really enjoyed it. I actually have a future video coming up during the 25 days of shoujo manga talking about this manga specifically because I think it is a very interesting story that can be a great one for someone who wants like historical like vibes, but not really looking for historical series, if that makes sense. And also our female lead, how she's just wanting to live her life. I really, really love the romance is everything as well. So I think this is going to do really sound, hopefully really good in audiobook form. It was just really excited about that. I was like, well, I'm definitely featuring that today because even if I don't listen to audiobooks, I am still loving how 7 Seas that I know of is the only publisher, manga publisher, that is turning their light novels into audiobooks. Like, what a cool, cool thing. And I guess saying the other cool thing is the manga license. I don't think I'm going to get this. I've actually made sure my daughter's actually outside of my bedroom when I'm filming. And hopefully she doesn't hear this, but they do have a new cat manga, and that's Cats with Jobs. This is by the same creator that's done The Evil Secret Society of Cats, Yokai Cats, and Monster Cats. I don't know how many series this creator has, but I will say of all of them, this one looks the cutest. Like, look at these little cats with their jobs. And even though I was going to say before, I don't think I would personally pick this up, but even me and my oldest both said that if my daughter saw this, then yes, I will be influenced. And that's how I've been influenced with all of my cat manga pickups, honestly. So, but this looks really cute. And I would be tempted just to pick it up for myself because I want to see these cats doing cute things. I feel like that's all it is. Cats with jobs. So that looks really, really cute. And that was the only other manga license I wanted to feature today. I wanted to mention the Steamship, but do know there is more. There's more. Now, this is not manga, but Aloha Comics, they have done a Kickstarter in the past of like, most of them where I think were like BL manga or manhwa. They mentioned just recently announced that the comics, it's Korean comics, okay, that Heaven's Official Blessing, that they are doing a hardcover, golden touched hardcovers of the box set for Heaven's Official Blessing. Now, let me just mention that I have heard that this is not the actual Korean comic. It is like Link Click, which also has a slipcase, and that's why I wanted to feature these today because they both look stunning, but both of them are comics where they've taken the animation or the anime and they have taken screenshots of that and put it into book format. But I still wanted to feature it because this Heaven's Official Blessing box set looks incredible, and to have golden touched hardcover. And also I will mention as well that when I was looking at this information, they have a tweet under this, like Aloha Comics does, and they say, in celebration of the launch of our official website, didn't even know they had, 2 lucky people who pre-ordered the collector's box by December 25th are going to win a figurine of one of the male leads. The results will be announced on Christmas Day. So if you do pre-order it, know that you're automatically entered to win a figurine of one of these men. And I was just like, okay, that is a really cool incentive to want to pre-order. The one I was most interested in though, definitely was that Link Click. I missed out on getting volume 1. Well, I did, and I had to cancel. I was gonna say pre-order, but it was on Kickstarter. But I had to cancel it due to some financial things that popped up. But I really have wanted to read it. I have wanted to even watch the anime, but I feel like I just haven't watched any anime in several months now. I feel like I would read it in book form. So that's not a box set originally I thought it was, but it has a very beautiful slipcase that you can get I think it's volumes 1 through 4. Let me double check. Yes, volumes 1 through 4, and they do have those glossy, stunning covers. And again, I love how the slipcase looks. It looks beautiful and stunning. So definitely had to mention those because I'm like, the cover love and the gorgeousness and the thought that has gone into this is really shining right now. And let me just say, that's not the only thing that was shining, because we do have another slipcase manga that's completed called Star Clock Liddell. This is coming from Glacier Bay Books, and this is a huge deal. This is, I'm not going to say like a classic shoujo, but I do feel it is. From what I know of, it's one of the first manga to come over from the Bouquet magazine. I think that's what it was, as well as Ribbon. And so this is a really big deal to get this series in English. It's fully completed, and I was looking at all of the details that come with it, because you can order the manga. It's 3 volumes in total. You can order that with the slipcase, or you can just order just the volumes. But listen to this. When I was going through and I was reading of like what the goodies are that come with this, they have colored pages. They have colored pages. They say book 1 contains a fold-out insert poster and color pages at the front of the book, as well as an afterword and essay. Book 2 and 3 contain color sections at the beginning of the volume and a cover gallery afterward, respectively. I was like, a fold-out poster? Like, that is awesome. And I could definitely say, I think I've only bought one Glacier Bay book in the past. The quality is chef's kiss. Like, this series is in like the best of the best hands for them to do it justice. If I'm remembering right, it is about a young man, I think he's an American, and he's having like this reoccurring dream of like this, I think it was like a Victorian house, and it seems very haunted. I think they said like one man, like he turns into, yeah, a story about a man who becomes a ghost. And I was like, what? It's not an official preview, I don't think, but on their website, and I know I have seen, sorry, my camera just booted me and said my storage was full, so sorry if it cut me off. What I was trying to say is, I know on Twitter and Blue Sky, I can imagine on Instagram as well, since I have seen Glacier Bay on there, that all of them did show previews of different pages of the manga. I just don't know if it's like a solid first chapter or anything. Again, this is just incredible. And this even saying it says gorgeous covers with the original edition from full color print to foil lettering on specially treated deluxe textured cover stock with French flaps and a sewn perfect binding. So again, a lot of thought and a lot of care has gone into this classic shoujo manga, and it has just been amazing that we are getting so much. I mean, not just Glacier Bay, but we have talked about in the past that Starfruit Books, that they are getting classic manga as well. And that'd be a great time to mention that recently they tweeted that shoujo sports manga, and they're like, we are working hard to try and get one now. And I was like, shoujo sports manga? Let's go. I would love to have more shoujo sports manga. I feel like we do have some, like Getting Closer to You, that's more muscle obsessed than anything, but it definitely has a lot of sports overtones. Waiting for Spring, Abe-kun, I don't know, it's Abe-kun, I'll leave the cover here. I know that's a sports manga, Crimson Hero, but that one's out of print, and I would love to read that because it's a shoujo sports volleyball. But I feel like it's really hard, or at least really rare, for us to get shoujo sports, so I hope things work out for Starfruit Books, that they get this, because I will take it. And that's why I want to mention that we're getting it, like all of this classic shoujo manga, and it's such a great time to be a shoujo fan right now. Though on the flip side, Queen's Quality, I've mentioned before, it's been online that Queen's Quality, it's in the final arc, that's going to be ending soon, and it's true, y'all, it's true. I think it's on chapter, well, what I wanted to mention is somebody shared on Twitter that Viz Media has the latest chapter, which is chapter 104, and from this point, either there's 2 chapters left or 3 chapters, and then it's over. And I'm like, oh man, and I don't appreciate people not marking their spoilers for this, because I've seen 2, and I'm like, please, no, I don't want any spoilers for the end of this manga. I read recently volume 20, so good, and I'm just like, please let everything be okay, because even with that brief spoiler I saw, I was like, I'm pretty scared to know what's coming. But if you would like to read the latest chapters as they come out in Japan, definitely know it's on the Viz Media app, and you can definitely read it. I'm not reading, I'm waiting, I'm just doing physicals, because I don't feel like I could handle just 1 chapter a month. I don't think I could do it. So I'm hoping though that's going to be a strong ending and we'll have no heartbreak, because I felt like everybody was having some heartbreak after this latest chapter on Viz Media. I sort of debated where I should put this news, because it's a big deal, but I was really excited for, like, you know, the glass chapter, the manga licenses, so I just sort of put it in here. And I should have actually probably pushed the Apothecary Diaries cover reveal a little bit further out, but that's okay. So Random House actually came out and said they are having a manga imprint, well, manga, manhwas, and webtoons, that they have a new imprint called Ink Pop. And they have already shared 2 of the series that they are going to be debuting in 2025. One of them is actually already available on Mangamo, and that's called I Want to Be Your Girl. This is a 4-volume series. It is completed. Don't know much about it. I've seen the cover before for sure, but they mentioned Heartstopper and Blue Flag, so I think if you like either one of those series, that there's a strong chance that you could like this one. And then they also mentioned a manhwa that is on Tapas. I checked it out, but then I didn't get around to reading it because, I don't know, I got distracted. But that is My Life as an Internet Novel. I don't know if this one is completed or if it's ongoing. I did see somebody mention that they have read this and that they really enjoyed it. It does seem sort of like an isekai, I'm assuming, because it says a teen who is transported to a different world, different schools, different romances and everything. So I'm assuming it has that isekai kind of vibe. It did seem really interesting from what I've read, but I hope that everything goes good with this imprint. We've seen how Inglor has unfortunately handled Loving Yamada here. I definitely would have loved more pristineness from the volumes themselves, but I'm just thankful to have it in English. But I really hope that things go well for this imprint and that we get more manga and manhwa, because I'm 100% all for that. Not to be outdone, but it is very different. I was really excited when TappyToon mentioned on Twitter, they said they are going to be opening an official merchandise shop. So you can get some of your favorite, series and characters in their merch shop. And I don't know what kind of merch specifically. There'll be shirts or whatever, but they said, stay tuned. They're opening a merch shop. And I am really, really pumped. Though I realize some of this series that I really love, like My Secretly Hot Husband, Villainess, Are Destined to Die, those were on Tapas. Those were not on TappyToon. I'm trying to think of what series I have that is, though, and Remarried Empress, that is on Webtoons. I think What's Wrong with Secretary Kim is on TappyToon, and I know Bloody Sweet was, which is really good as well. I don't know about Rayliana. I don't know if Rayliana's on Tapas or TappyToon. I don't know, but if Rayliana is on TappyToon, I will be seated for some merch for Rayliana, because I am loving that series. It is so good. So yeah, so if you do read manhwa on TappyToons, know that a merch shop is coming, and hopefully they will get some of your favorite characters on a variety of merch that you can get. And hopefully it will be affordable merch, because that would be an even bigger win. Now, this last little bit of stuff is going to be cover reveals, but I do have a giveaway, so definitely keep watching. But I just have to say, I don't know how people feel about doing these cover reveal things, but when I saw Volume 7, the official cover of Villains, Are Destined to Die, I said, oh, we are having a cover reveal section, because we're going to be sharing how beautiful and amazing Penelope looks like. Y'all, she slays every single cover. She slays every single time, and she looks so good here. She looks amazing. The way Eccles is looking at her, and just the way her body is, just how she looks, and holding that sword, like, yes, she looks so great. She looks so great. I'm so excited. I've already mentioned that I saw Volume 7 was up on Amazon quite a few weeks ago, but to see the official cover reveal, just, it hits home, y'all. It hits home knowing that it is coming. I think they did a great job. I love how that green pops, and it does make me wonder if the next spine color we will have will be green. I love it, and I had to share it. And Ice Press also shared the official cover for Kill the Villainess. Eris looks incredible here. This, I have read a large portion of this. It's very dark for me when it comes to my Villainess manga and manhwa, I should say. It's hard-hitting. It is a little bit, I wouldn't say depressing, but man, I feel like it has been Penelope. I definitely feel her circumstances, but with Eris, it hits so differently in that wonder if you didn't have the power, I guess you would say, to take your own life when you have been isekai'd, and that is the only thing you want to do. It really explores that, and you really see the effects of that question in a negative way. And so my heart really went out to Eris, and I've heard, I don't know if it gets more hopeful in this sense, because again, I don't want to say it was depressing, but it was just hard-hitting so much, and I just felt so bad for Eris. A very compelling story. This one is on, I want to say this is on Tapas as well, because that is where I read it when we first got the license announcement for it. Ramble aside though, I do really love how they did like the text, the font, especially with that sword in the K. That looks really good. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pick this up physically, even though I think at the time I said I was not, but I could not stop thinking about this series for like a good week. And I didn't want to go back and reread it or go back and read more, because I use coins to read this, or ink, whatever it is, on Tapas. And I was like, no. My Secretly Hot Husband is the only exception there that we did that for, at least for the time being. grinding. I'm trying. This next cover reveal, though, I am really excited, and that is the Emperor's Caretaker Volume 1. I love what they did here. I love it. It looks beautiful, very stunning. I did try this one as well. I wasn't hooked at chapter 1, started becoming hooked after chapter 2, and then I was a goner. I think I read like all of probably what equals volume 1 and maybe some of volume 2. It was amazing. This one is on the Manga Up app. How do you think about that? Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I am really hoping to get volume 1 physically because I was just really surprised how invested I got into this. So I'm very excited to see how beautiful this cover is. And for my last cover reveal that I wanted to share that I saw is the Otaku Love Connection. I love how this cover looks so much. It is so fun. Actually, just a few days or the day before I saw the new cover, or maybe it was that same day, but I saw it on Amazon first. I went and read ahead a little bit more for the Otaku Love Connection, and y'all, it is funny. I definitely have it mentioned as a spoiler. I definitely have this mentioned in my video of top 10 most anticipated releases of 2025. There we go. It's going to be mentioned in that video, and I have loved reading a little bit more on, this is also on the Manga Up app, because originally I read chapters 1 through 3, and I had a blast. It was one of the funniest manga I read. It reminds me of My Love Story, just only in the sense where any volume you read, any chapter you read, you know you're going to laugh a lot. Like, it reminds me of that. The premises are very different, but please check it out. I am so excited that we're getting this. I love the design. It looks beautiful, and it is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to physically hold this series in my hands. And last but definitely not least, recently this week, the Sailor Moon box set released officially on a variety of platforms and in stores. Well, Manga Alerts on Twitter is actually doing a giveaway, an international giveaway for the Sailor Moon box set. So if you'd like to go enter this, I think it's only on Twitter. I don't know if I think he's on other platforms, but I don't know if the giveaway is also happening on those platforms. I don't know. But I do know if you would like to enter this box set, all you gotta do, I think, is just go tell him who your favorite Sailor Scout is, and then you have to like, comment, answer that question in a tweet, and then retweet, and the giveaway ends, I think it's the 22nd is when it ends. So you got several days after this video goes live to go enter. Be sure to go do that because this box set just looks so pretty, and I was like, that is like a huge giveaway to be giving away the entire box set to one lucky winner. And that, my friends, is everything I have for you this week. I am so excited to be back. Definitely will be posting a top 5 Wednesday video later this week and another video review coming later as well. But man, so many great things. 2025 is just going to be like really stocked for really good manga and manhwa licenses, and I just hope that my wallet's ready. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!